Hi everyone and welcome to 1/6 Figure Focus, and this is episode number 3 in a series of live streams called The Focus, where I just hop on whenever I really want and talk about maybe news, announcements, releases, 6 scale and collecting in general. Today is going to be a really easy one because of what happened, but I don't really like talking to myself, and I do that from time to time. So I'm going to bring in my very good friend and one of the co-anchors, I suppose we call, on Collector's Lounge every Sunday at 5 p.m. On the 1/6 Scale Man's YouTube channel. It is Ben, the attention-seeking geek.
Hello. If you say co-anchor fast 10 times, it will start to sound like another word.
A nice guy.
So thanks for that.
And I eventually... I thought I had everything done right, but I was like, I missed my my background. But my background is there.
Get those faces up there.
Yeah.
Now I am rubbing shoulders with the likes of Chris Evans. And if that doesn't make me feel inadequate, I don't know what will.
Yeah, he is a he's like one of those genetic freaks, I believe.
America.
A little more to the left. A little more to there we go. You just need Mjolnir now.
I got bog-eyed.
How are you, man? You good?
I'm good. Thanks so much for having me. You know what, right? You had 2 little premiere videos going on about half an hour ago.
Yeah.
I shit my pants and thought I got the timings wrong for this stream. So I ran upstairs. You've never seen a fat boy move so quick. Put my headphones on, and then you went in, and then I realized I was like, oh, for God's sake. So, yeah.
You know what? It took
Thanks
me
for the
a while.
cardio.
No problem. It took me a while to figure out the difference between a premiere and live, because I did not get that until I had to actually sit down and read the fine print of
the manual.
The YouTube manual.
I wish there was a manual for this stuff.
Yeah. The manual is make mistakes and then gradually make less mistakes. I believe they're words I swear by. We have 10 to chat, so we're going to take a look at them before we talk about, just in case.
Is this seduction music you put on for me? Or?
Exactly.
Because it's working. My pants are off without me even doing anything.
This is the stock background music, which I actually got a copyright strike for when I had it at volume level 50. And then I noticed when I put it down to 30, I don't. But StreamYard advertised it as copyright free, because you can't, I've made my own loops.
Duck.
Yeah, exactly. Because I've made my own stuff on all the intros and outros to the streams, and the videos are just stuff I do in GarageBand. They're fairly straightforward things, but I want to use them. I don't want to use this stuff. But anyway, let's see.
The chat's on fire already, by the way.
I'd say so. Right, we will take a look at some of them. There's always one, the token let's go.
Got to be a twin in the house somehow.
Yeah, it's focus and attention. We're not exactly Daft Punk, but thanks, KG. William Owens. KG, you called it last night with your Cad Bane prediction. Good stuff, KG.
Do you know who else called it before that stream?
You did.
This guy.
There you go. KG, so good evening, my 1/6 brothers and sisters. So Ben, checking in the chat. KG, Shane, you better be getting this. That sounds like a threat. Well, you watched in the very end of the video, because we're going to talk absolute crap for an hour, and then the last 30 seconds we're going to say if we're actually going to get it now. No, I think this is a done deal. Figurassic Park, what's up? How are you, Figurassic? I don't think he's actually missed one of my live streams so far. I owe him a pint.
What a hero. He's missed every one of mine.
Cad, Mother Truck, and Bane. I wonder is that just because he knows I probably won't swear. The odd one does slip out.
If you need to swear and you don't want to, I shall do it for you.
Oh no, I don't mind a small bit.
I'll take one for the team.
Well, you had a great day yesterday, in fairness, so.
Yes, I'm still riding that high, to be quite honest. It's the best Monday I've had for a long time.
And you hit 604 subs. So every time I go onto a live stream, there's an ice cream truck outside.
I thought it was just a remix with the current, the stripper music.
Yeah. I wonder if the
ice cream
chat.
strip.
I wonder if the chat would let us know. I usually have the mic set to volume level automatic. Do you do that, or do you just pick a level, Ben?
I don't know. I just plug in and hope for the best.
There's a setting where it does automatically, so maybe the chat will let us know if the music's too loud or if we're too loud or whatever. Windman42, you've got a fan there. Just
see your numbers drop rapidly.
Oh no, they're going up. We got 12. Word gets around. My apologies, Ben. Don't jinx it, Shane. Brits and blokes. I love this stream of attractive accents.
Wow. I don't think my accent has ever been described as attractive.
I think it's just because Bob Dylan's an American. We sound exotic. Like when we're in our own countries, we're common as muck.
Did you ever get the show Rainbow in Ireland?
Rainbow? Never.
With the puppets? George
no.
And Zippy? No. Anyone who's watching who knows Rainbow, I basically sound like one of those puppets, Zippy. So
never.
Google it. I can't believe you didn't get Rainbow in Ireland.
No, never.
Although you're like, what, 25 years older than me or something, aren't you? So maybe it's the age thing.
Ouch. And that's when we got rid of him. All right, so obviously we're here to talk about two figures were released today, but like everyone's only talking about one, so we're going to talk about the one that no one's talking about for the start and then go on to Cad Bane.
Get him out of the way.
Just off the top of your head, straight away, are you getting any of these, one of these, both of these? What are you thinking?
Definitely getting one.
Gee, which one?
And I am on the fence about Boba.
Yeah. Do you have a Boba?
I don't, and that's why I'm on the fence. Is that I'm potentially in the market for a Boba, and I'm kind of, because I'm sort of curating my Star Wars display from scratch. I'm sort of, I can go a couple of different directions with it. Like I was thinking, like Return of the Jedi direction if I get a Wicket, but then now that there's a Cad, I'm like, if I have a Cad, and if they do release a Kashantan, you know, then I'm kind of building that era like post Return of the Jedi, and that's like a really interesting era, and potentially an era that we're going to see more and more of and stuff. So, and like Bo-Katan could potentially fit around that era as well. Mando obviously. So yeah, Daimyo Boba would fit that mold. So yeah, I don't know, honestly, man. I'm stuck.
If I were you, I'd be looking to get some sort of OT Boba. Like the only other Boba, I think, like if you had to get one Boba, like for me, it would be, you know, I got the 40th anniversary one, and that's just like, you know,
pops up a lot, you know, on eBay. Like
yeah.
Like at least once a week there'll be a new one listed, so it's not hard to come by. I'm just kind of, I did love what they did with the design. I love that we kind of got that slightly updated kind of finish on the paint work, you know, that slight difference in color, and then with the jet black, you know, robes, and you know, when he's got the gaffy stick and stuff, I like that aesthetic. Obviously, you know, there's some criticisms about the series, but I think in terms of design, I love the series. Like I love some of the visuals of it. So yeah. But is there going to be a rabbit droid with it? Because, you know, if not, then I'm out. I'm only in it for the rabbit droid.
Oh, rabbit, yeah.
The rabbit droid.
Yeah, that was a low point, wasn't it? Do you know who I am? No, he doesn't.
I liked it. I like silly Star Wars.
Yeah. Just going to flick through some of these before we have a look at some of these photos. So, yo, folks, and Ben Riley's going to be on episode number 5 of Visions on Wednesday night. So that's
storming.
That is scheduled there. Bob Dylan, you sound so flat without any explanation points. Mando repaint Boba comes with a sculpt, but Book of Boba doesn't. Yeah, In fairness, this is why we keep Bob around. Just like real talk, gets to the point. He doesn't miss a trick. He's right too. Carlito, how are you? Riley again having a chat. OG fan when Star Wars was just Star Wars. Must have all the Boba Fetts.
Oh, the Bobbas.
Cad Bane is the showcase, but Fett. Oh god. You bar hopping too. I see a lot of people who just saw a few seconds ago. Yeah, it's funny. I think people are just hopping from stream to stream. I think Mafia just finished up or something like that. Right, so.
Unloyal. We see. Dirty boys hopping from stream to stream.
They're just going from stream to stream.
I hope they washed in between.
This is an interesting one here. So, the throne, the Boba Fett with the throne, I think looked amazing.
Yeah.
Where I was at, I was like, I have the Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett. I ordered, I'm still waiting on the second batch of the Boba Roba 2-pack, because just that return of Boba Fett getting armor back, plus he has the robes underneath the armor. I think that was a really cool look. I like the throne, but I was like, I like the idea of the throne and Fennec, but then the show didn't really resonate with me. So I was like, no, I can give that a miss. It's a lot of Bobas. Do you know what I mean?
It's funny, isn't it? The idea of what the show was going to be just by that moment of him gunning down Bib Fortuna in cold blood, and then sitting on the throne with Fennec, taking a swig of her Jawa juice or whatever it was. You were like, right, this show is going to be badass. This is going to be a ruler who rules with no discrimination. Really kind of goes in on people, and we get that kind of badass Boba Fett. And then the series happened, and it didn't quite go that way. Look, I want to be clear that I don't hate the Book of Boba Fett. I actually love a lot of elements of it, and I understand that the story that they were telling of a reformed criminal, essentially kind of learning how to be a leader through different means, that was their story, and that's what we've got, whether we like it or not. So I'm at peace with it, and I'm trying to celebrate the things that I want to celebrate from that series. But yeah, that throne scene, when we first saw it, I think we all thought we were going to get something very different.
Basically kicking ass and taking names like for 7 episodes. Could you imagine if it was 5 episodes of that and the 2 episodes of The Mandalorian were still there with Cad Bane and everything, and that would have been amazing. Like, it would have been such a strong season.
Or just had a 5-part series, and then have the Mando episodes as, I don't know, Mando episodes.
Actually, this is it. But like, this is the Grogu effect as well. Like, I mean, we know Grogu was there, Order 66. Like, I'm shocked that they haven't shoehorned him into Obi-Wan as well. Like,
well,
you know what I mean?
Still got an episode to go, Shane.
This is it. And like,
anything's possible.
It's not really that surprising if they do. Right, so let's take a look at this, because I do think this looks good. I definitely do think this looks good. So there's no problem about what it looks like. So just your initial thoughts, Ben. Let's flick through some of these.
I think it's gorgeous. Like, I really do. Like, as I said, I was in love with the design. I'm still in love with the design. I can kind of overlook, the series for the design, and just appreciate that for what it is. And it's gorgeous. It's, there's so many different kind of layers there, different textures. The kind of olive green really hits that black really nicely with the sort of mustard and black, and the touch of burgundy there. So yeah, I just think it's gonna pop. It's gonna look nice in anyone's display. I think there's a lot that you can do with it. You
poetic genius, you're talking me into this now. Stop it, you.
Can you imagine if I took you into getting this? Then then we've
Yeah,
got a problem.
then Brendan Riley, when he comes on Visions, will be like, after the conversation yesterday, going, "Oh, this is going to be easy." I'm going to send him 5 figures that I'm on the fence with.
I mean, I wasn't even trying, to be fair.
Yeah. That's a
and
nice
the gaffy stick's
pose,
so cool. Like,
and it looks
and
natural
obviously,
too.
yeah, like I just love the inclusion of tomorrow's kind of culture and stuff, and how they've intertwined that into the character, and this is cool, and obviously it serves as a companion piece to the blue chap we'll be talking about shortly. But bit of a plain base, but this is obviously a very stripped back release, and this is the basic version. You've got your option. You can go for bells and whistles, or you can go for, I still think it was a bit tight not to just shove a head in there, one head sculpt, that they've already got ready.
Would I be right in saying that, like, there was 3 figures essentially announced today? There was this, and there was the Cad Bane and the Cad Bane Deluxe. There wasn't like a deluxe version of this, was there?
Nope.
No, I suppose they've
not a head sculpt in sight.
Because if you think about it, they've really flooded the market with Boba Fett's. Like, there was a deluxe version of The Empire Strikes Back came out. That was the one I'd actually ordered, and Sideshow said, "Look, we're actually sold out of them, but we have the Empire Strikes Back 40th anniversary one, which is the same figure in the retro kind of vintage box, which is a nicer box. Will you take that one, or we'll just refund you?" And I was like, "Yeah, give me the 40th anniversary one with the nicer box, because the exact same figure." So I was like, grand. No sooner was that done, we got the battle damaged Boba Robo 2-pack, the one I'm waiting for, the one I've ordered the second batch. Then there was the single pack without the head sculpt on that. Then they had the throne from that scene we discussed earlier on, and that was like the throne, which is the repaint armor, and then the single repaint armor without the throne. And then there's the quarter scale, and now this is the first 6 scale Boba from the Book of Boba Fett. That's a saturated market right there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's what a lot of people have been theorizing about with Hot Toys trying to kind of claw back some of the hard times that they've had in the last couple of years by, creatively not re-releasing but repackaging things where they can, and reusing sculpts and molds and stuff like that. And Christ, that helmet has been reshaped, repainted over and over and over again. But we all love it. It's iconic, and it's going to sell. This will sell.
Yeah, I'm just going to take a look at everything he comes with. So
I'd rather have this one than the where he's freshly acquired his armor back and stuff. Like, I would
the
rather
battle
have
damage one.
Yeah, even though that scene was cooler.
Yeah,
like this for me, I think I spoke about earlier, curating my collection and stuff. This spans more of a timescale potentially.
I get you, yeah. Whereas I'm on the other end of the spectrum. You give me battle damage in a scene like that, I'm going to pick that 2-pack any day of the week. But I already have the traditional original trilogy version, so it's not like, do you know what I mean? I have the traditional representation. Whereas if you don't have a Boba, this would tick a lot of boxes, especially with Cad Bane.
He'll be back in this gear. Like, yes, we might not be getting a season 2 of Book of Boba, but we will. Look, favors for favors, right? He pulled in Mando to do him a favor. Now, he owes Mando, so maybe Mando goes and recruits his band of merry men for something.
His merry men, yeah, could be something like that. All right, just want to take a look at everything he actually comes with. So he comes with the sand base that everyone loves. He comes with 7 hands, I believe, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hands, and I pointed this out in that premiere that I spoke about that I did earlier on. We're suffering from a bit of shrinkflation. Things are getting more expensive, but you're getting less. The last few releases, bar this one, there was only 6 hands. It's like they're cutting corners and decided, we're going to take some hands, because usually if you have a left fist, you have a right fist. If you have a left trigger finger, you have a right trigger finger, and so on. But there seem to be like, if a character is maybe right-handed, have one trigger finger and then they don't have the other one on the left or something. They're definitely, I've noticed a lot of the last, like, I'd say half a dozen figures that went up for pre-order, there's been only like 6 swap out hands. And I noticed in the DX19 as well, I think it's the hand that grips the EMP is kind of more suited towards the grapnel gun. So
Right, okay.
you kind of have to put the EMP. You can get it in, but it doesn't look perfectly plush. Like, because I'm always very impressed the way you have a trigger finger in these Hot Toys and it fits perfectly, and the trigger actually goes into the trigger. It really nice and neat. But I think you need to use the left hand for the EMP, and that doesn't make sense. But yeah, I'm just noticing a trend that there's less and less hands. So
I love that pose with him with the hand resting on the top.
Yeah.
Sort of,
Actually, all these poses
resting it there. Very cool.
I like that. I even like this pose with just the knees slightly raised, and obviously you put your dynamics down there. So he comes with a flamethrower. He comes with a grapple. He comes with like a blaster, and then kind of more rifle blaster. I don't know the exact numbers. The gaffy stick, like the bit of weathering that's on it, and the iconic kind of dent in the helmet. All looks good to me. Yeah, I tend to agree with you, Ben. This does look really, really good. Could you be tempted?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think the only thing is if they come out at the same time as well, then that's not going to be easy for people, you know.
Yeah.
And I would be, well, I'm not going to pre-order both. If I pre-order one, it will be one, because
I get you.
if you're pre-ordering two and they both drop at the same time as well, then ouch. And I fell in love with Buzz Lightyear a few days ago, only a few days ago. So I love the film and love the figure. We'll be getting the figure, but it's like very close to CAD, so it's like if that's then free, you know, that I'm pre-ordering potentially. Can't do that I can't ruin 2023 Ben like that. I care too much about him. Yeah. So
you've got a good degree of foresight there. I mean, sometimes I say that's a problem for future Shane, but then present Shane looks back on past Shane and says, "Yeah, what were you thinking?" I'm gonna address some of these chats here. How far back was it?
This music has got me so chilled out. I'm like, might have a little.
Yeah, I'm gonna fall asleep. I think we're about here stream hopping. So we have Brandon Salad was saying that, you know, there was Leia and there was Mafia Focus, I think Brother Cousins as well. Saw a lot of videos about this.
It's Monday night, there's nothing on TV.
That could be it too. That could be it too. Yeah, we wouldn't get this turnout on a Wednesday.
No, I wouldn't be here on a Wednesday.
I wouldn't be here either, no. I feel like the painting of the new Boba I like the painting of the new Boba, but need that head sculpt. Yeah, could be a bit of strategy there going, you know, people will buy the throne if they had the head sculpt. If they give a head sculpt this, maybe people won't buy the throne or something like that. Because I don't think the version, please correct me if I'm wrong now in the chat or yourself, Ben, to get the head sculpt, you need to get the throne version. I know the Boba Roba 2-pack comes with a head sculpt, but I know that the single battle damaged Boba Fett from the Mandalorian doesn't come with a head sculpt. I think that's the same with the throne. The throne version has the head sculpt.
I mean, you'd be able to pick one up for like 90 quid or whatever, wouldn't you, on the second-hand market? I'm sure there's a couple knocking about because people have the helmet on and they're like, well, I don't need this, so if I can make, you know, 60 quid or whatever, then they will. So yeah, I think if you're up really after a head sculpt, you will find one. They'll be out there. The only way I would get the throne is if they released a fat Bib Fortuna. That's what I want. I want the fat Bib Fortuna sat there, and some Twi'leks, and yeah, that's what I want.
Commander Green says he also believes Boba's story isn't finished. Philip the Fool says, I think they will, Shane. My guess is Grogu heals Reva in the next flashback episode. That actually ties nicely into a theory that I have myself and Ben's
wild.
Myself and Ben spoke about like Reva in episode 3. I think it's about
Flips blown my
10:51,
mind.
where is it the third brother or the second brother? The guy who does very little.
12th.
Okay, that guy, the guy with the big hat who does very little. He like.
I want to
She
say
goes
5th.
You know what? That's a bad sign if you don't even know what number brother he is. But in that episode, Reva goes and speaks to Vader, and she goes to the Fortress Inquisitorius, and then she goes into the office, and they have a spat, and he uses like the Force to slam her down onto the table. When she gets back up again, she reaches. Like I thought originally she was reaching for a lightsaber. I thought it was a really strange, like a split second, it's like 1 minute. She reaches down towards her abdomen area. I do believe she's been modded, so I do believe she was stabbed during Order 66 and that she's cybernetic in something similar to Fennec, because it's such an unnecessary glance.
I just hope it's explained, and I know people are like, oh, why does everything need to be explained? But like, no, I'm not asking everything, just like how people survive stuff. I don't think that's asking too much, just like one line. Because I was moaning about it on my review show, wasn't I, with you, about the Grand Inquisitor, you know, like just one line, because his species has 2 stomachs or whatever, just like, just, yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
And they did explain they explained a lot in the last one, in fairness. They explained all about...
we got a lot of satisfaction. The Reva story arc makes sense and feels...
The Vader part as well.
Good.
Like, how didn't he know? Just that needed to be explained. He did know. He knew all along. He was using her, which is... I thought that was as well handled well. Get the throne instead, you're saying? Repaint version without the throne and sculpt. Thank you, Feezy. So the repaint version without the throne... Oh wait, is that the repaint version? Yeah, it doesn't have a sculpt, yeah. So it's the throne version. You basically need to get the 2-pack or the thing with the throne to get the sculpt. So that's like a trend they're doing now, where this one doesn't have a sculpt. The battle damage on its own didn't have a sculpt. The repaint without the throne doesn't have a sculpt. So they know what they're doing. They're kind of trying to get you to pay extra $1 to get that.
Yep, they're not stupid. And
No.
we are.
The Sarlacc Survivor Armored Fett from the 2-pack. Yeah, I just love that. The Devil's Workshop need to get the finger out and send it to me. But I think that's the disadvantage of ordering second batch. They're cheaper, but you wait that bit longer.
Yeah, I was reading, because I was looking at pre-orders and stuff for this. And I was reading, and I think it said something like 3 months after the first batch or something.
3 months. But like, I think it has
like
been
a long
3 months.
time when you're seeing everyone else.
Yeah.
Get them.
You know what? Like, if it saves me $50 or $100 or whatever, I'll have patience.
See, I'm the
We've
opposite.
waited.
I'm like, I'll go in debt just to not wait 24 hours. Terrible.
Yo, what's up, fellas? Nice to see OT fans existed for Clone Wars stuff too. Yo, what's up, fellas? Nice to see original trilogy fans existed for Clone Wars stuff too. I'm not
As
sure.
in, like Clone Wars stuff as well as original trilogy. Is that maybe what you're saying?
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I double dip. I'm like one of these Star Wars fans that's like, I'll just see the good in everything if it's Star Wars. Like, you know, if there's a blaster, if there's a lightsaber, if there's a creature of some sort, then I'll find a reason to love it. And so I can find the best in Jar Jar Binks all the way through to Ewoks and beyond. So
Jar Jar Binks.
I want to be my Jar Jar Binks Hot Toys man. Honestly, because
you wouldn't be alone. People would buy it. People would
buy it. And I'm telling you, right, a lot of stuff that is purely special effects, when you make a physical, maquette statue. You make a physical rendition of that thing, and then you add the kind of the artistry of Hot Toys and the Hot Toys sculptors and painters and stuff. Then he'll look better than he did in the film, and it will just like he'll be like what. I mean, he'll probably be a bit taller than Cad Bane, so it'd be like 13.5 inches tall, and just
he's a long drink of water.
It would look fantastic in your collection, and I always liked his I don't know. Look, I was 12 when episode 1 came out, so like fart jokes were my thing, and I love Jar Jar Binks.
I think you made a fart joke yesterday.
Still are.
Philip the Fool says that's a good theory, Shane. That would explain why she survived the stab again. Does not explain why Vader didn't decapitate her right there and then. I'm definitely not going to not letting him away with that. Come on,
because again, it's just
unless
like
there's
it's
something we haven't been explained.
It's a potentially very simple thing to do if you're writing or directing that. You have him called away or something, like distracted, you make a moment where he goes to finish her and he can't, or like the Grand Inquisitor says he'll do it and then he fails to do it for whatever reason. I don't know, it's just, yeah.
We got Dan and Dre, really, really enjoyable episode there. Visions episode 3 on Saturday. It was just great to sit down and just chat to them. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the two of them on the weekend. It was the episode 3 and 4 6-scale reviews. Great to have Dan and Dre there as well, and then Leia just different personalities. It was just great to get a mix, and definitely a lot of common ground there. Dan and Dre were definitely going to do another stream soon. I don't want to leave it too long because the guys are just 100%.
Too cool for my liking. Everyone's very cool. Leia's
very cool.
Dan and Dre is cool, and then there's me.
You're cool too, but you're also really funny though. That's in fairness.
Thanks, man. I love you.
Second batch released for the Boba 2-pack at 1/6 figure focus. They're playing you waiting for someone to sell it in local Hong Kong and buy it cheap and then send it to me. Yeah, I do email them, but my problem is I think I'm a bit too patient sometimes because I know I'll get it, but I have noticed that's actually good advice, Bennikin. When I do go, I always go straight to customer service. I'm never one to go to Facebook. Yeah, that's my little dig at people who do that. But yeah, you're dead right. I'm going to email him again because I did get an email saying the DX19 is in. I ordered 2. Long story. But yeah, I just need to hound them a bit. I shouldn't have to do that.
Nothing getting sold through Facebook.
Pardon?
Nothing's getting sold through Facebook. Like Karen messaging them. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Curious, what other Alien figures would you like to see? I'd like to see a re-release of actual Alien.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I'd be all for a Xenomorph. Max Rebo for the Return of the Jedi anniversary. Or the Max Rebo band. Give us like a free pack or something with like Cy Snootles and Droopy McCool.
What about the actual original Cantina 4?
Yeah, I know Sideshow has the Cantina band, but they did 2 packs and then one individual one. I forget the name, like the modes, the something modes, but so that adds up to quite a lot of money if you're wanting, and it's quite hard to kind of come by the full collection, so to speak. But maybe one day, Hot Toys.
1/6 figure focus. My theory is that Boba has a bigger part going forward with Mando because the armor says a new Mandalore will rise and show the Mythosaur skull, hinting to Boba's. Yeah, that's a fair point as well. But he needs to be, get the helmet on and start, kicking ass, taking names, stuff like that.
I think he will, though. I think what will happen.
They get frustrated.
They've listened to the fans' feedback, I imagine, from that series, and they'll need to give him a redemption because they'll want to erase the the memory of the series, and the easiest way to do that is give us another awesome episode or whatever with him being awesome again. And very quickly people kind of forget the Book of Boba Fett ever happened, and he's suddenly awesome again. I mean, look at Anakin. Like Anakin, hugely irritating for quite a long time, but did some awesome stuff, became Darth Vader. Everyone forgets Anakin.
Still hate Sandal.
I hate Sand.
I hate that script. I know, in fairness, I tend not to say I hate things. Usually just say they're not for me. I don't think Vader saw Reva as any kind of threat, so no need to kill her. I don't think he saw Captain Nita as any sort of a threat either, but he still kind of
saw the younglings as a threat, so them down.
Yeah. But then again, you could argue that all those younglings would be threats in like 20 years' time as well. But then that backs up your point, because Reva is essentially a youngling, or was. She has a Jedi.
I mean, I have one 2-year-old, and she strikes fear into my soul. A whole herd of them with lightsabers, terrifying.
Yeah. My theory is they will let her survive, as they didn't care whether she lived or died. She's useless and pathetic at that point. Darth Vader never even used his lightsaber. She wasn't worth it. Yeah, he definitely was making a point by not using the lightsaber. He just kind of Mr. Miyagi there, really, didn't he? Just gone. She didn't stand a chance. All right, folks. I'm going to flick through some of these really quickly. You're making me sad you haven't got the 2-pack yet. Oh, thank you. I think that's empathy. I appreciate that. Sideshow shipped mine in March. Yeah, and thing is, I'd be first to say
in at the end there, though, didn't he, with that comment?
Yeah. That's all right. I'll get it. Yeah, I just need to. It's time to send them an email and just be like,
just keep sending them emails, discount. Hammer them down, man, and then they'll give in eventually. Yeah.
It's I know I'm kind of laddering out of them anyway, like, so. I do have a lot of pre-orders with them, but I'm trying to step out of them until they offer a trooper for half price and pull me back in. All right, we're up to date with the chat here now. Okay, is that a Hot Toys evening? Is that a Hot Toys Return to Jedi Luke? I see, Ben.
Yes,
would that be?
It is indeed. Yes, yeah. My if you listen closely, you can still hear my credit card crying. But also, my wife kind of put towards it as a bit of a, early birthday present. So, yeah, quite a big grail for me. So.
That's the one with the traditional kind of black cloak. It's actually dark brown cloak, isn't it? And the green lightsaber.
Yeah, so it's like dark brown, and then you've got the kind of grey, robes to add if you want. But I always loved the kind of minimalist look that he had as he fought his dad and the Emperor and stuff. So yeah, no. Although that being said, I think I'd like to get the black cloak from Mando and have him in that. So I'm sort of in the market just to find the cloak by itself. Because what's the point in buying a whole new? I know there's a new head sculpt and stuff, but that's good. That'll do me. It's really good actually for its age.
I get you. Well, we're going to take a look at this now because, this is what we're all here to kind of. Everyone has seen this already. Let's be honest. Like I know, there was multiple different pre-order previews from different YouTubers today. I think Brother Cousins went live. I know Layel and Matthew went live, but I don't think people can't get enough of this. It's just fantastic looking. So let's just take a look. Right. So it's the deluxe version is $290, and I believe the regular version is $270. So I think first what I like to do, here's something I noticed about Sideshow. They have this, I think they've made a mistake here. It's Cad Bane Deluxe. No, I know they've made a mistake here. They've listed Cad Bane Deluxe version. That money there, that actually is $290, which I believe is the price. But when you click in, they actually give you the regular, what he comes with. So that's just a bit silly, really. But they've made a mistake there anyway. But the difference is the three things that the deluxe does come with that the regular doesn't come with is Todd 360. Am I getting that name right, Ben?
Todo. Yeah, Todo. Todo.
He's the little droid, yeah.
Yeah, he's like a service droid. There's a whole line where he's like, "I'm not your butler," and Cad Bane's like, "Sure, you do what I want you to do." And yeah, their relationship is fantastic, actually. And it's interesting. Todo's kind of introduction, I think, introduced like a very small level of humanity to Cad Bane. Which I really enjoy. But then I also enjoy when he kind of just stops caring for Todo and that whole dynamic and stuff. So I really love that inclusion, like to kind of bring in that Clone Wars and Bad Batch kind of connection and stuff. So more of that, please.
So this looks fantastic. So Sideshow just made a little boo-boo there. So basically, what you're looking at here is actually the regular version, which is $270. But if it was the deluxe version, you'd see his little droid friend, not his butler, the rocket boots and the flame effects for the rocket boots. And there's one other part as well that I can't remember. Maybe people can let us know in the chat. So let's just take a look at some of these because this is fantastic. Yeah, there's the droid the deluxe version comes with, and he has like, I suppose, the rocket boots like where spurs would normally be. I just want to go straight forward to the sculpts. So I'll come back over these. I just want to look at those three sculpts. All right, okay. Wow. First of all, that looks amazing. What do you think, Ben?
Look, this is a dream come true. This is from the moment I started collecting 1/6 scale figures, there are certain characters from certain IPs that were fantasies and dreams, some that I thought would never even happen. I never even thought I'd get a live action Cad Bane. So to be sat here talking about a 1/6 scale figure, high-end collectible version of Cad Bane in figure form is just amazing to me. It's amazing, and it's, honestly, I could have just got that middle sculpt and I would have been fine. Like, it's just a luxury having these swap out options, which all do look fantastic. The only thing is, the one with the open mouth, Cad doesn't open his mouth a lot because he's so calm, cool, collected in everything that he does. Everything is very calculated, and I don't know how many poses would suit that open mouth effect, but so I'm probably going to opt for the middle option. But I think they look fantastic. I love all of them have that kind of scowl, and the effects team just did the best job on that series, kind of bringing something that we only saw in kind of animated and comic book form to life, really. I know we've had Duros before, but it's like they were always background characters, and this is kind of the first Duros that has that proper kind of personality and features, and so cool. This was the so cool
highlight of the Book of Boba Fett for me. I've said it before in multiple different streams before. I would recommend The Mandalorian to a Star Wars fan and to non-Star Wars fans. There's been jokes going around the internet that Grogu is like the Trojan horse to get your significant other to watch every single one of the Star Wars saga, the movies. Like, you start off with Grogu, get them watching The Mandalorian, and then that's the little Trojan horse. I thought that was funny, but I wouldn't recommend the Book of Boba Fett to anyone, to be honest. I would say go away and watch episode 5 and 6. I definitely didn't hate it, but it was just it fell flat for me. But I thought 5 and 6 were fantastic Star Wars media. And again, that's just my own opinion. Like, I know some people absolutely love it. That's perfectly fine. Like, again, like you're not going to hear me saying, oh, this is SH1T, or this is I'm not going to hate on things like that. It's just if it falls flat for me, it falls flat for me.
It's a version of a story that they wanted to tell. That was their story, you know. And the problem is, like, Boba Fett's one of those characters that as kids we all had in our head who he was, what he looked like underneath that helmet, what he'd been through, you know, what he could do. And quite often that was ridiculous. Because, you know, he just looked so cool, so it kind of set our imaginations alight. So the moment you were going to peel back the curtain, it was never going to. It's the same with Darth Vader and Anakin, you know, with those prequels. Like, people didn't like that at the time, because Darth Vader had always been this kind of this thing in their head. To finally see it or see their version of it, they were like, oh, that wasn't what I thought for all those years. But yeah, I mean, this character is like, there's none of that, because he was kind of introduced as who he was. We've had various different kind of storylines that he was part of. You know, we've had some of the kind of backstory spoken about and stuff. So what you see is what you get with Cad Bane, and that's just pure badassery.
And like, I'm coming at it from I'm just gonna address the chat in 1 second, but I just want to look at, when I see this here, like, I'm just gonna go full screen on this for 1 second. Right, so like, when I look at this looks exactly like what I got in the TV series. And although I'm working my way through Clone Wars, I understand he's not as blue here, but that really doesn't bother me at all. But maybe if you're a hardcore Clone Wars fan, it might bother you. This looks exactly like he did in the show. And I think maybe because we see things differently as well, Ben, because you probably know you do know the character more than me, so you'd recommend the middle sculpt, where I'm kind of judging him more on that scene. And this sculpt here is what I like, because it shows the teeth, but he doesn't have to be necessarily in a dynamic pose. He can be like pre-quick draw. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it looks like he's talking, doesn't it? Like,
yeah,
you can almost hear him.
Yeah. And I just thought that was it. The hairs in the back of my neck stood up every time he spoke. It was
it's
really, really
Corey
well
Burton who does the voice, and it's just iconic. Like, and I like, yeah, when he dropped the if that's not the quactor calling the stifling slimy, I lost my mind. It's just so good. It's just so good.
And is he the same guy who voices the character in Clone Wars?
Yeah.
That's really cool. Like, yeah. Sure,
Katie Sackhoff, he wasn't in the suit, but he did the voice, I think.
And doesn't Katie Sackhoff, she is the one who, like, she is Bo-Katan. That's amazing. Like, I'm going to address the chat real quickly there. And seeing as we're half an hour into talking Cad Bane, I'm going to put up Cad Bane announced, just in case we didn't know. So professionals here. So there was a comment there I wanted to get to that I really liked. I tend to put up comments that I agree with or completely disagree with, just for balance. There was that one there. I was genuinely expecting him to be more expensive as well, because the deluxe is $290. I know it has one head sculpt, but you have 3 different face plates, which essentially, it's not like having 3 different head sculpts, but you have 3 different expressions. I think a lot of hearts were doing a lot of fluttering today.
Mate. I mean, my heart was already fluttering from yesterday's stream.
That was.
And then when
amazing.
this dropped this morning, and seeing going over 600, I've had a very good 24 hours.
Yeah, and if you haven't subscribed to the Attention Seeking Geek, go for it. He's on his way to 1,000. We're both edging closer and closer to 1,000, hopefully. So have I dopoed yet? No, but it's the quickest in a pre-order. It's a pre-order preview today that I didn't have to think about. I was like, yeah, I'm totally getting this. Like, it's a no-brainer. But like, because a lot of people aren't pre-ordering lately. Like I think very few people are dopoing. A lot of people aren't pre-ordering. Eventually, I am going to have to pre-order something because, like, I'm not going to wait until they all drop and just pay like 300 every time something drops. I like the payment plan. You know, so I'm going to have to start staggering them out. Otherwise, you have like 4 or 5 payment plans at one time, and so yeah, I'll start staggering them. I do like the payment plans, but not right now. You have a year and a half. I'm with you, Ben. Feezy Figures is with you, Ben. I didn't think they'd bring him into live action. Then they did. I didn't think they'd bring him as a figure, and here we are. I love hearing stories like that.
I don't think I've ever reacted the way that I've reacted to Cad Bane's introduction. Like, I don't think actually, Evan Peters in One Division, that was quite a big reaction. But that's and Cad Bane.
That's the other Quicksilver, the Quicksilver from Days of Future Past.
Yeah, when he came to the door, because that's like one of my favorite characters ever. But yeah,
it was a nice touch.
It was an awesome moment, and it just, visually, when the way he kind of stepped out of the sunlight, and the silhouette came first, and it was just chills. Yeah. Also, anyone who has picked up a Jango Fett recently, Jango trained Cad, so that's potentially a really nice display option. You could have him showing him how to shoot or something.
Wait until you see Robinson Buzz Lightyear, hence Hot Toys being geo-locked outside of North America and Europe.
What's Robinson?
I'm not following. Is this something to do with a license, Bob? Just subscribe, Ben. Philip the Fool. He's not a fool. He subscribed to you. He's not a fool. He's just Philip. Thanks,
Philip the Champ.
Philip the Champ, yeah. I feel
Philip my hero.
Deluxe, yeah. I feel the Deluxe will be the one that may sell out before it comes out. Something that used to happen. Yeah, and it's a lot of people like droids. So even if they're not big into the character, people love droids. That Dio droid goes for quite expensive. I think the Dio is a Dio from
the round circle and the anxiety-ridden droid. Bless him. I wanted to see more of that. I like that.
Did the auto transforming? Oh, Optimus Prime. Yeah, I've seen clips of that. That was very impressive.
So they're doing a Buzz Lightyear.
With all these announcements, you can't really dope, but we need to plan ahead and stagger. William Owens has been in this game longer than a lot of us. So 100%. That's the way I feel. I'm a fan of the payment plan. The only thing that's happened now is I'm just delaying them instead of paying it off in the first 6 months it gets released. Try to stagger it so you can coincide it with release date. But I know you're right. You need to. It's a dangerous game.
I wish there was a way to just easily do stuff at your leisure, though. Payments at your leisure. Like I feel with pre-orders, it's quite hard to top up what you've put down already. Like you have to go through a whole process, or it might not even be possible. I want a way to be able to go, here's a tenner, here's £30 because that's what I can afford this month, and do it that way. But also, this is a stupid question, and I'm sure a lot of people will be like, I can't believe you're doing 1/6 scale streams and you don't know this. But Sideshow, how does that work with shipping to the UK? Do they do that?
Of course they do, yeah.
And
what do you mean?
Because I everyone talks about Sideshow and stuff, but I've not actually heard or seen a lot of kind of people in the UK buying from Sideshow, if you know what I mean.
That's probably because of the same reasons myself, ordering from Hong Kong based resellers that maybe mark values down. Because if you order from Sideshow or companies who legitimately fill in their tariff forms, you get stung for import or custom. Right. So maybe that's why a lot of people in the UK don't. A lot of people in Ireland, the few collectors that I know in Ireland who buy 6 scale, they tend to go with Toys Buying Agent because it's more incentive because you don't get stung for big customs charges, Right. So, but Sideshow, it'd be $40 for the basic Stormtrooper, $40 shipping, and then I know in Ireland, anything over €100, you pay an additional 30%, and that's based on the price of the item and the shipping. So it's import tax on goods and services. So,
the only thing with Sideshow is I do like the security of Sideshow. Do you know what I mean? Like Sideshow and Hot Toys, they are, near enough one and the same sort of thing.
Yeah,
and that makes me feel safer than a Toys Wonderland that we all know did once upon a time shut down everything all of a sudden, and there was mass panic and hysteria. So I don't know. It's interesting. Most of my stuff is eBay. Like I've been picking it up from eBay. So I've only had one experience with Toys Wonderland and Comic Sanctorum, and it was positive. It was positive, but I don't know. You just hear so many.
I get you.
Stories.
Sideshow's customer services, in fairness, like I got a Stormtrooper before, and it said like Sith Trooper or something on it, and straight away email, took a photo, they sent out the thing, no questions asked. And then I think I ordered I got a Mark 47, and one of the magnets had fallen off. Again, took a photo, sent it on. Within a day or two, they sent it out to me, so. Right, take a look at these photos again. So I love these 3 faceplates. I like the way they're actually giving you the 3 of them. I also like the way the hat is removable. What stands out that you like? Like you probably like a lot of it. What specific parts do you like?
I think one of the good decisions that the series took was to make that coat a kind of suede effect rather than a leather. Because I had kind of always imagined it as a brown leather, and we know that in the real world that looks quite 90s now, and in the figure world doesn't kind of bode well either. So I think that was a really good decision creatively for them the costume department to kind of go for that suede option.
Plus it shouldn't flake then.
No, there's no reason for it to, because it looks like that kind of fabric.
They've done here. Sorry, I see what they've done here. They've just added in. This is the photo I was looking for earlier, but they actually have the regular version photo in there when they shouldn't have. All right, that's not so bad. So I'll just have a look at this. So there you have. So I think I was calling him Todd 360 in my pre-order preview video. I'm gonna get nailed for that. Toto 360. Cousin. Yeah, Toto. Yeah. Do you not know Todd? Todd's OG, man. And then these. Is this like the bottom of him? The little flame effects? Yeah, it is. Yeah, because he can fly. He flies too. God, these are very, very small spur rocket boosters to make him fly. Does he actually fly around in Clone Wars with these? Yeah, he's got into all kinds of action and stuff. But I mean, again, like I think the moments I enjoy most with Cad are those intimidating moments, those moments where he doesn't have to engage in full-on battle because he's a quick draw and he's intelligent. That's the Cad Bane that I love. So that's the kind of pose that I'm going to go for. Something like this. Or this is stunning. I think my favorite photo, and I'm sure you'll come to it, is the one where he's not even got his guns out yet. He's literally just kind of hovering. That's the one right there. He's just hovering over his holsters there, and with that intimidating look, and that's the Cad Bane that makes me tingle. Man, I have to say, I'm actually going to go watch that scene again. Because I just thought I just thought they nailed it.
I know you're working for the Clone Wars at the moment. Have you seen?
I've seen Cad, yeah.
Abducting Zero the Heart, and
only in a few episodes.
There's so many options. Like if one day Hot Toys give us an Aura Sing, or give us a Quinlan Voss, because Quinlan was obviously referenced in Obi-Wan Kenobi, so I think potentially there might be plans there for Quinlan Voss, and that would look really cool to have those two kind of facing off together. Yeah, and first comic book appearance was in a Darth Maul comic as well. Darth Maul issue 3 or 4, I think it was.
Really?
So you've got options there.
This is definitely a pose I'd like to recreate. It's just so it's a wired coat, I presume.
Yeah, I guess so, unless they've got like a wind machine to the side, because that's what you want. You want it bellowing in the wind. Yeah.
Brown trench coat, with breathing system embedded with wire. So
cool.
I wonder, does that mean the breathing system is embedded with wire? No, that means that means it's wired. It's wired. Yeah, it's definitely wired. Yeah, that's good stuff. That is
the blue gauntlets were a great choice because
yes,
it defines that version of Cad. It sets him apart from that Clone Wars and everything. So and it's just really striking, and I think whenever you kind of just drop a little bit of color into the world of Star Wars, it always really pops. That's why Boba looks so cool. Yeah, I'm all in. Like I'm
it's
literally
as good as a dopo, isn't it?
I'm basically just looking at the moment. I'm shopping around to find what option is going to be the most secure for me, because I do get nervous putting down deposits and stuff like that. So I'm sort of shopping around at the moment. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks I'll have this pre-ordered, I think, because I just don't want to miss out. Like, it's just a dream figure. Yeah. For me.
No, I could definitely. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna get it as well. Not gonna pre-order anytime soon, but maybe coming up to Christmas or February or something like that, around that time.
I mean, we've got like a year and a half. Mate.
Yeah.
It's not going.
Yeah, it's
anywhere.
true. It's true. Yeah. Then again, you never know. He might be one of these blue screen ones, but I just don't think so. The last time something went to blue screen on Sideshow, basically went to waitlist before it actually dropped, was the Heavy Mando.
And they'll realise they can make. Yeah, exactly. They'll realise they can make more money, so they'll go, well, we'll just make more.
Yeah. But it's just I'm definitely going to pick it up. Sounds things you're going to pick it up. Just waiting for the right time, the right price.
We'll go there.
So pretty much going to wrap it up, folks. So what's going on your channel?
So it'll be the finale of Obi-Wan Kenobi on Wednesday. So on Thursday at 8 p.m. British time, I will have Shane here and my usual kind of panel of obscure Star Wars fans from across the internet, as we kind of give a deep dive and dissect and break down the whole episode. And of course, we'll be giving our overall thoughts of the whole series as well on Thursday. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. I think it's going to be a big old long discussion. And I know we've kind of fluctuated in feedback from kind of positive to negative and everything in between. So I think a lot's riding on this final episode, and it's going to be really interesting to kind of see the direction they go, if it's going to be wrapped up with a bow, or if that package is going to be left open for more to kind of be put in a second series. Or Obi-Wan Kenobi series review Thursday 8 p.m. British time, and I'm going to be doing a Stranger Things review as well, season 4 review on July the 4th at 7:30 British time, I think. My kind of channel, I'm basically just focusing on live streams now, reviews of TV and movies and all things nerdy.
Good stuff. That's it. And you'll be on Collector's Lounge obviously again on Sunday?
Collector's Lounge, of course, with Leal, the 1/6 scale man. I remember when I first came on feeling very out of my depth, and I don't think that feeling's gone away. It's such an honor to be on with you guys who actually know what you're talking about.
I started like a week before you, man. I'm a total hack, like.
So that's amazing. And also with what happened yesterday, I will hopefully, it will probably be back end of July because of the way things work, but I'll hopefully have a new figure, and I'll be doing a big review and thank you video for that. So
good stuff, definitely. Thanks for joining me, and thanks for everyone that chat joining me. So obviously, if you haven't subscribed to 16 Figure Focus on YouTube, please click that subscribe button if you like the content and it's your cup of tea. I wouldn't expect you to subscribe if you don't like the content. If you like if you like 1/6 scale photography, I've taken photos of everything you see behind me, everything in the room, all of my own on Instagram at 16 Figure Focus. What do we have coming up? Episode 5 of Visions is with Riley Reviews. That is scheduled for Wednesday. Thursday, I'm on Attention Seeking Geek for the Obi-Wan Kenobi season finale review. Friday, I have John from Iron Logan. That's episode 6 of Visions. It'll be Greenwich Mean Time. It'll be like 11 p.m. And then if you're in Australia, it'll be like the 6 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. There's 26 people in the chat today. I got a brand new webcam and I wanted to see if it was any different. It seems to be sharper. I'm not sure, is that my imagination? It seems
it looks crisp. Yeah, it looks good.
And I took advantage of the 7-day StreamYard trial and got the fancy 1080p. That's a 1080p or whatever.
We were
7 days, and then I'm going to cancel that stuff in 6. All right, you never know. I might keep it on. So I got the new webcam, and I wanted to make a video, and I was very thankful that obviously Ben joined me, and that it was a great day if you want to make a live stream or a video because of Cad Bane and Boba Fett.
Do you mind, very quickly as well, I wanted to throw this out there into the atmosphere and let me know in the chat if this is something you're potentially interested in. I've had an idea for a show, right? I don't know what it's going to be called, figure fantasy or I don't know, I'll think of something like that. But basically, I'll invite people onto the show. I might have a core of kind of 2 or 3 people. And every week, you will bring to the table your figure fantasy. So something that you really want to see be made into a figure, and then we'll break the show down. So I want to know what accessories it has, what base it has,
nice,
what's next in the line. And it's a bit of a kind of game show sort of format and a bit of silliness, and you can kind of just air your thoughts. So
and that's
let
great,
me know in the
everyone
chat
has one of those figures. Everyone has one of those figures. So
we've all got them, and every week I'll maybe do a different theme. So like we'll have an alien week and a cowboy week, or again, I need to put more thought into this, but I just wanted to throw it out there into the atmosphere. People are saying nice things, so
good stuff
coming soon. ...
So we'll just address the chat before we finish up. So Chris, great stream, guys. Happy with these figures. Good stuff. No problem. This is fun. Looks clean. Thank you. Looks good. Bring in collectors. Yeah. That's 100%. That was that. What was? Oh yeah, I unclicked it. Sorry. You get a lot of engagement like that. 100%. Yeah, cool. And sounds like a fun show. Definitely. All right. So I think that pretty much brings us to the end of it. So I'll see you hopefully on Wednesday for Riley Reviews, and I'll see you, Ben, on Thursday. Like I said, if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to Attention Seeking Geek on YouTube, or if you haven't already subscribed to 16 Figure Focus, please do so. It's greatly appreciated. Catch you in the next one. Good luck.